Today we need to talk about HYBE apparently banning all the content in a very strange way. We also need to get into a soldier posting about V and his own orientation, and then we have the IU and V dating video that was posted. Say Dumplings, is Dave Desai. Hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on, grab your dumpling, it's Hastily Mug merch, and let's go. Everyone has been so excited that IU has recently collaborated with V. IU has worked with so many of the BTS members and has shown the fandom that she is a friend of the boys. She's very smart to not have collabed with Jungkook yet, as that would bring rumors and terrible things. Maybe in the future it would be fine, but right now people still think that Jungkook has a crush on IU, so it may cause IU to get a lot of backlash. However, I think the rumors have mostly subsided since IU is currently dating someone else, and so most of the fandom is able to relax and feel like IU is just a friend. However, IU has somewhat pushed this limit because she is now releasing a music video with V seemingly her lover. So what happened? IU is recently believed to be releasing a music video called Love Wins. The music video has some photos and teasers that have come out, and we see one that almost looks haunting in my opinion, as it's black and white, and it has the word Love Wins seemingly written in lipstick or marker. Right below this we see the thing that everyone is talking about, where we seemingly see IU recording V with a film camera. On the table we see a lot of webs, and it appears that nothing on the table has been touched for literal ages. Of course, naturally when this comes out and it appears like V is playing a star or acting a role in it, armies are going to go and dissect each little moment to see if they can predict any spoilers. Right now there's a few theories as to what the story of the music video is going to be about. First one is that V might actually be dead and that IU is just recording or watching moments that were captured of V, because of course it makes no sense that V and IU would be sitting there in front of a table with just spider webs. This is likely true, and we can see moments of this being a possibility. We don't really see V casting a shadow, although it's too zoomed in to tell anyway. I actually do think that IU might be the one that is dead, because we can see that IU's chair actually has spider webs on it, which implies that her chair has not been used or moved in a very long time. Also, IU holding the camera and recording V is very symbolic of her peering into V's life and watching him through a lens rather than looking at him directly. And we can see from the photo that V is actually very intently looking back at her. So that's just my theory, but people have other thoughts and hopes when they saw this photo. One of the biggest comments and things that made armies excited was the fact that V was apparently seemingly like he was itching and excited to go back into acting. If you're not aware, V was in a drama called HYBE, and that's where he met his Wooga Squad friends, and they are some of his closest friends. So no doubt he has fond memories of acting. Personally, I think it's just easier for things like music and performances. These are all things that require a celebrity to be active in order to get promotion. In fact, in most cases, the artist sells the most albums and becomes the most famous when they're actively promoting it. While being an actor has many perks, one, it's very easy to include yourself in things and do it with many different people. Two, the same reason, or one of the reasons I believe that V decided to work with Compost Coffee was because it was still a way to give us content of him, and he remained top of mind without needing to be active to get promotion. And unlike performances and music, you become the most popular when you're no longer making the ads or the show, if that makes sense, as you're most popular when it's released rather than when you're making it. People love seeing the stuff that V has been up to with Compost, and was definitely something people were very excited about. Fans were able to see V on the street and see V on their daily walk to school or work. And especially if you go to Compost Coffee for your morning coffee, then you spend your morning with V. But this was interesting because fans took a step further as to not just admire V, but also send him a lot of love in a very unique way. Fans would give the shop owner or franchise owner photos or cute little things of V, and basically the shop owner would then put the photos and cute things on the window. Of course, this would encourage other armies to come and do the same, maybe even hang out there, which is perfect for business. It overall seemed like a win-win, and if V actually physically endorsed Compost Coffee, then what is the issue with the fan art being there? However, it was believed that HYBE was asking Compost Coffee to remove the cards, photos, and even V's dolls from their shop. Now, I haven't read any official news sites or anything like that state HYBE did this. All I've seen are tweets and maybe possibly just individual shop owners taking it down or being recorded taking it down. Now, of course, I'd like to verge on the side of if this is real, because if not, then we have our explanation. But there's many reasons why a shop owner would take down the dolls and the photos and stuff. First off, they could be scared that they will get sued. It's been reported in the last few days that fan-made installments of BTS have been taken down, and those who participated have been threatened with legal action. action. So for some shop owners who see this, they might be scared and try to take preemptive action, and then when fans ask, they might say, oh, HYBE wouldn't want this up, which could naturally be translated and taken as HYBE is also suing them. The other reason, and probably the more likely reason if all this is true, is that HYBE is asking all non-official photos of V to be taken down because fan-made stuff could be interpreted as real by other people. So let's say, for example, fans made a photo card edit of V next to something controversial. I can't think of anything right now. And then that photo card gets posted on the window. Those walking by that are maybe not as familiar with V would assume it's a legit picture because there's a literal cardboard cutout of V right by the door. So they can assume everything is legit and from HYBE. This specific shop has now turned into a V museum that may have a bunch of things that were never endorsed by V or HYBE, which is ultimately extremely dangerous for V's image. This is not a situation in which HYBE is being greedy and wanting to control V's image for money, because either way here, HYBE is not making any money. In fact, might be losing money for possibly, allegedly, maybe, taking legal action on a shop owner. Now again, I say this if it's real and actually happening, but I have no proof of this actually happening. If you do want to join in on a space where we do react to official videos, but are able to fangirl and have a moment with the other BTS and K-pop lovers, come join us on Patreon. We have a great time. I will link that right at the top of the description. The fact that V is in the military should tell you that HYBE has now had the extra time to make sure that V's image is very carefully protected and not used in any possible way that could make him look really bad. But I also understand how things like this can cause uproar. I mean, there's been posts of what soldiers have said about V in the military causing uproar. So it seems like everything causes backlash. So what did a soldier say and what happened? Apparently a soldier had posted on social media that they were someone who is working alongside V. You can tell from the post the soldier is extremely starstruck. The soldier proceeded to talk about just how pretty V is every time he eats, that the soldier apparently thinks that every time he looks at V, the soldier turns gay. Very relatable, and honestly, how I knew I liked men. Imagine this was the soldiers coming out. People thought this was funny and others thought it was creepy. The soldier who said this didn't mean a thing by it. It wasn't supposed to be anything creepy other than the fact that V just looks absolutely so beautiful. And I absolutely do believe that if you see someone as worldwide global pop star level beauty, you would be taken back, because these people are super rich and they have products and a specific lifestyle that doesn't just make them look good but makes their skin literally glow from within. And of course, when they're surrounded by people just trying to make them look beautiful and that's their job, then they'll look good. The soldier was also talking about some of the other BTS members as well, talking about how RM sings a lot when he's helping doing the dishes. I personally don't understand what doing the dishes has to do with enlisting. They do what they have to do. I understand like helping out with chores, but doing the dishes is not serving the nation or preparing the boys for battle. They will never use the techniques they learn from cleaning dishes when they are in battle. But it's very nice to hear these updates as we are getting to see them at their realest, when the boys believe no one is watching and there's no cameras. The soldiers also continues to talk about how RM and V will be going to the same place and the soldier will be there as well. So they mentioned how they will give updates. I love to hear these updates, but if there's any personal information, please do not share that. I remember a long time ago, one soldier shared information about Jin's penis as they had communal showers. I think it's fine to look when you're in the shower. It's bound to happen. Everyone's naked, they're walking around, but don't stare and definitely don't report on it. It's not something that I don't think many people would be comfortable having live on the internet, whether it's a praise or not, because what if their parents see it? That would be weird. What if their future child sees it? That would be quite scary to know about your dad's endowment. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.